Hi fashion lovers, you're welcome to another interesting video. In today's tutorial, we are going to be learning how to make this beautiful wrap top with exaggerated sleeve that can be styled in two ways. You can wear the front as the back and you can also wear the back as the front. So you can wear it in two different ways. So if it is something you want to learn, you need to watch this video to the very end. And if you find this video very interesting, don't forget to like this video and share as well. And if you have not yet subscribed, kindly subscribe and be part of this family for more amazing videos. Thank you, and let's get started. To get started, I have about 4 yards of African print fabric, although I ended up not using everything, but because of the sleeve, I had to use this African print. So at this point, I'm trying to, fold it to cut out the back first. So I went ahead to fold and mark 1 inch as the starting point, and from the starting point I will go ahead and mark my chest line where the bust circumference will be added. So I mark my chest line of 9 inches, and I will go ahead and mark my waistline of 15 inches. So my waist length is 15 inches. So I also added 1 inch for the hemming allowance or the sewing allowance because I'm going to be needing it. So the chest line, shoulder to the chest line and shoulder to the waistline. So this is my chest line, this is the waistline, and this is 1 inch for the hemming allowance. On the starting point, I will mark half of my shoulder measurement. On the chest line, I will mark half of the shoulder measurement. So I drew a straight line and I'm going to come up by 3 inches and go in by half an inch. Because one part of this dress can serve as front or back, we are not going to be making use of front measurement differently and back measurement differently. So we are going to be using the same measurement for both front and back. We are not going to be contouring or doing anything differently from the front or the back, because you can use one part as the front and the other part as the back. So what you want to do is to mark your 1/4 of your bust circumference on your chest line plus 2 inches for the sewing allowance. So I will go ahead and do the same for the waistline. On the waistline, mark 1/4 of your waist circumference plus your 2 inches for the sewing allowance. You want to go ahead and connect your measurement and the sewing allowance of 2 inches. So at this point, I realize that I've not taken my shoulder slope, so I'll mark 3 inches and I'm taking shoulder slope of 1 inch. If you have been following my video, you know that my front pattern is always 1.5 inches for the shoulder slope, but because of the nature of this dress, I'm using 1 inch as shoulder slope. So on this part, I'm going to mark 4 inches by 2 inches for the neckline. So this is like the back, but you can also use this as the front. So I will advise, if you want to take this, if you want to always turn it, use this part as the front instead of using the neckline of 2 inches as the depth. I will advise you use 3 inches or 2.5. So what I use as the neckline is 4 inches as the width and the depth is 2 inches. So I'll go ahead and cut. I added ½ inch sewing allowance on the neckline, shoulder and the armhole as I'm cutting it. So please take note of that. So the next thing is I went ahead to fold my fabric and I left a space of 7 inches. So to get a space, get your 1/4 of your waist circumference and measure it out just the way you see me. So this is going to be the wrap part of this. So 1/4 of your waist measurement is what you are going to be leaving as your wrap. Please note that this extension is on fold, as you can see. So I just placed my back, or yes, the back part, and the next thing I'm going to do is to mark neckline of 8 inches. Did you see? And from the neckline here, I'm going to be connecting the neckline. So from this part now, raise this up and start from the edge of the neckline and measure your neckline of 8 inches. So this is my neckline, which is the V neckline. So with your curve ruler, you can now extend this part just the way you see me. Extend it to meet the wrap extension. Like I said earlier, my wrap extension is 7 inches on fold. To get your own wrap extension, check what your waist, 1/4 of your waist circumference is, and extend it. So if it is 9 inches, you can extend your wrap by 9 inches. So I'll go ahead and and cut my neckline, trace the shoulder, and also cut this part. And I'll go ahead and trace the front using the back as the guide. So you can see I've gone ahead to cut it out, and you can see this is what I have. The front, shoulder and the armhole and the side, everything is the same. It's because the way we're making this dress, we can wear any part as the front or any part as the back. So when you are done cutting, this is what you are going to have. I've gone ahead to cut out lining. So this is the back, or it can be front. So you want to match your lining. Right side of the lining will face the right side of the fabric. You go ahead and sew the shoulder and also the side seam by ½ inch. So this is the wrap, and I've cut out the neckline. I'm going to open it up and I'm going to place the lining. Right side of the lining will face the right side of the fabric. Sew on the neckline and sew on the side by ½ inch. So on this neckline by ½ inch. You are going to repeat the same process for the other side. Place the lining. Right side of the lining will face the right side of the fabric. Sew on the neckline and also on the side seam. And when you are done, this is what you are going to have. You want to go ahead and notch the neckline and also notch the side seam. And when you are done, turn it to the right side. So when I was done, I went ahead to iron it out, and you can see what I have. So the next thing is to sew the side seam, and you want to go ahead and place it just the way you see me do. Then you want to go ahead and mark out your side seam sewing allowance. As you are sewing the side seam, make sure to not allow the wrap to get in the way. So I went ahead to mark my side seam of 1.5 because I've used ½ inch to turn the side of the dress and the lining. So I will have 1.5 inches remaining. So I'll go ahead and sew that part. So the next thing is to open my shoulder like this. So you open it up, match the lining up together and match the fabric up. I want to say that you should sew your shoulder first before going to sew the side. So did you see the way I mashed it up? I opened it up and mash it up like this. So you want to go ahead and sew it by ½ inch, making sure the lining matches together and the fabric matches together. As you can see, I am done sewing. So when I open it up on the shoulder, this is what I have. You can see everything is aligning together. Did you see? So we have done with the shoulder and the side seam. So the next thing is to work on the sleeve. Since we have exaggerated sleeves, so I have this fabric cut out. I have it as 34 inches and by 19.5. I want my sleeve to be really long, so I have the length of this as 19.5 and the width is 34 inches. So this is my sleeve. I'm going to be, cutting it. I'm going to like be slashing it to get the fullness of what I wanted. You can see this is on fold. So I want to go ahead and divide the one part of the sleeve into 3 pieces and the other part into 3 pieces. And with my straight ruler, I will go ahead and mark the lines. So this sleeve is in two, like is on fold. The fabric is on fold, and the reason is because I'm cutting the two sleeves together. So I went ahead to like mark like 9-inch upwards. I want it to just serve as a guide when I'm placing my sleeve. You don't need to mark the lines. So I'll go ahead and slash the sleeves just the way you see me do. Cut it through the lines that I've made earlier. So when I'm done, I'm trying to now place my sleeve. Did you see me trying to place the sleeve? Make sure to place it well. This is me trying to do that. So I have 3.5 inches in between my sleeves. Did you see? So I'm trying to like place it. So I'll also grab this part, the other side too, and place it just the way I did for the other side, making sure they are on the same line and they have the same space in between. They have the same space in between. Did you see that? Then I'll go with my chalk and trace the sleeve head just the way you see me do. This is me trying to trace the sleeve head. When I'm done tracing, I will go ahead and cut out the sleeve edge. Did you see? So on this sleeve head, I'm going to be pleating it. So I will now open this up. It was on fold. This is the sleeve head. Try to notch the middle point. So I'll go ahead and fold this by 1/4 of an inch and fold it again by 1/2 an inch. So this is the part where I'm going to be adding elastic band to the sleeve. So you want to go ahead and fold that part. So the next thing is the belt or the band on the waist. So I cut out 2 pieces that is about 72 inches in length in 2 places and I joined it, although the belt came out looking so long. And I have the length as height as 6 inches, so on fold is 3 inches. You can see what I'm doing. I will go ahead and press it and fold 1/2 inch inward on both sides for the band. So this is our top or the blouse that we are making. So this is the band. As you can see, I have it as 145 inches in length, so it was really long. Yours should not get to that length. You can have that length, or yours should not. So I want to go ahead and make a curve for the belt, as you can see. So you want to make a curve around that point and stitch the mouth of your belt. So this is my sleeve. I have folded the down part where I'm going to be adding my elastic band to it. So the next thing is to pleat the sleeve on the dress. So you want to go ahead and match the right side of the sleeve will face the right side of the dress on the armhole. So you want to go ahead and start pleating. Look at what I'm doing. I'm trying to like pleat. So you are going to be pleating this. Make sure the middle of the sleeve matches with the tip of the shoulder, and then you want to go ahead and start pleating. Did you see that? So I'll go ahead and do that again. After you match your sleeve very well, you want to go ahead and start pleating. Note that the width of the sleeve, or the width of the fabric I use for this sleeve, is 34 inches. You can use more than that. You can use up to 50 inches if you want the sleeve, if you want the pleating on the sleeve to be that much, or you want your exaggerated sleeve to be, very full. You can use up to 50 inches, but I used 34 inches for mine, but you can use up to 50 or 60 depending on how full you want the sleeve to be. You can see I've pleated one side. I will go ahead and pleat the other side and sew on it. So when I'm done, this is what I have. You can see I have gone ahead to sew the sleeve now, and I've pleated that. I've gone ahead to stitch all around. So you can see I've sewn all around. So by the time you open it up to the right side, you can see the pleated sleeve. So the next thing is to sew the side from the body you sew to the sleeve, but don't get to the end part of the sleeve because of the elastic we are going to be attaching. So for this one, I have sewn this part. You can see I do not sew to the end of the sleeve because I'm going to be attaching an elastic band, and when I'm done attaching the elastic band, I will go ahead and close up the hem part of the sleeve. So the next thing is to attach our band. So you want to get the midpoint of your dress. So I've gone ahead to sew the band, the mouth of the band, the curve that we made on the band. I've sewn it, and then you turn it to the right side. This is what you are going to have. So I did it for the other side. You can see the curve of the band. So the next thing is to also get the midpoint of the band. Get the midpoint of the dress and the midpoint of the band. So you want to place your dress, the hem part of your dress, inside the band like this by half an inch. Did you see? You can use your pin and hold it, and then go ahead and sew to the very end of the band. So open the band. We ironed, we folded the edges of the band by half inch. So we folded the edge of the band by half an inch, as you can see. So you want to put your dress inside. Did you see? When you put your dress inside, you want to go ahead and sew on them and sew the band to the very end. That means you're going to stop stitch on the band. You're going to sew the band to the very end. So the next thing is to add our elastic band into our sleeve. The elastic band I'm using is 8 inches. With my safety pin, I'm going to be adding the elastic band inside the hem part of the sleeve, just the way you see me do. So after adding your elastic band, you want to go ahead and sew that part, complete your sleeve now. Go ahead and complete the hem part of your sleeve. After adding your elastic band, go ahead and sew that part to secure your elastic band. You will also do the same for the other side of the sleeve. And when I was done with everything, this is what I have. You can see the sleeve. Did you see? You can see the puffy sleeve that we have, the exaggerated sleeve. You can see the down part. So you can see how everything came out. So this is the end of the tutorial. I hope you got value. I hope you learned something. If you try this dress out, let me know your result in the comment section. And if you watch this video to this very end, thank you for doing so. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and please like this video and leave a comment for me in the comment section. Don't forget to share this video. Thank you, and see you in my next tutorial. Till then, bye bye.